said, homegrowns are next. The homegrowns. You got to build about 5 more places.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right?
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time...
In this video, Americans speak about how they feel about deportation and how Trump is running America so far. If you're new, subscribe, leave a comment, and enjoy the video piece.
Happened again, and this time to a U.S.-born citizen. Yeah, yesterday in Florida, a young man was detained. His mom had to show up in court today, show his fucking birth certificate that he was born in this country. And the judge said, yeah, sorry, can't release him because ICE has a hold on him. This is happening in our country. Homegrown. That's the word he used. This is disgusting. This is terrifying. This is so motherfucking scary. And the fact that this guy is in a detention center when another judge said, yeah, he's a legal citizen, but I can't do anything about it. This is crazy, America.
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country, but you'll have to be looking at the laws on that, Steve.
You mentioned that you're open to deporting individuals that aren't foreign aliens but are criminals to El Salvador. Does that include potentially U.S. citizens, fully naturalized Americans?
If they're criminals and if they hit people with baseball bats over their head that happen to be 90 years old, and if they rape 87-year-old women in Coney Island, Brooklyn, yeah, that includes them. What, do you think there's a special category of person? They're as bad as anybody that comes in. We have bad ones too. And I'm all for it because we can do things with the president for less money and have great security.
That is why Kilmar Abrego Garcia's specific case, the case of the gentleman who's a makeup artist out of California who was also sent to that prison. That is why the 75% of the folks who have been sent, the men who have been sent there that don't have criminal records, that is why this is so important. Because if they could do it to them, if they could snatch students off the street without any pushback or recourse, they will do it to any of us. And to be very clear, it's going to be the people of color and vulnerable communities.
The issue I have with this Wakandan is that most of the people, most of the black community that watches this show believe this shit. Most of you guys just buy whatever the fuck the mainstream media says. This is such nasty and dangerous thing to tell the people. I'm telling you, the left, these Democrats are fucking evil. They want racism to stay alive. Because then if racism is gone, then what the fuck are they going to talk about? There's so many cases that you can read from the Barack Obama administration where they deported a bunch of people the same way they're doing it today. How do you think he hit his record? Okay, how do you think he reached those numbers? By doing it like that. And it's not that they're picking random people off the street. There's already a list of people that have gotten a letter that they need to go back to their country. And yes, those students that come into the US to study, they're supposed to be studying, not causing chaos. Those students know damn well that their actions are going to get them deported. But no one's done anything about it in the past 4 years during the Biden administration. That's why they just kept doing it and kept getting away with it. But to try and sell the idea to black people that, you know, that they're just going to pick you off the street and deport you where? Back to Africa? It's completely insane. And you must be some dumb son of a bitch to like believe this shit.
Are getting deported abroad. So while we were living abroad, we actually met multiple American families that decided that they were just gonna up and move to South Africa without any of the proper paperwork, without the proper visas, etc. And when they got caught, they were told they had to leave the country and were banned for even applying to come back to the country or coming back into the country for 5 years. And so other countries, they are not out here playing with us. If you pick up your family and you move somewhere because you're just so afraid of whatever's happening, you're like, we'll figure it out later. As soon as they catch you overstaying that visa, baby, They're going to tell you, your whole family, everybody has to get out. We literally have met people that this has happened to. So if you are planning to leave the country, please live where you want to live. Live your best life. Just do it legally, because it's stressful. We've seen people literally try to go in hiding in other countries, and the thing that happens to them when they're hiding in other countries, we saw those same people get evicted. We saw them getting taken so much advantage of because they're like paying up all in cash and stuff up front. They're trying to hustle to make money because they're trying to operate under the system, and continuously over and over again, they get taken advantage of, their stuff get taken, their car get taken. Like, they're having to pay off police when they're getting pulled over, because the police will also take you to a detainment center. They'll take you to jail, actually. And then you're going to get deported. Like, multiple people this has happened to while we were living abroad. They're talking about, oh man, they got arrested. We're like, where the person? Why they not at the meetup or whatever? They got arrested. This is what's actually happening. So no matter how urgent you may feel it is for you to leave, please do your due diligence and get the proper paperwork.
How about this? Raise your hand if you do not think children with cancer who are American citizens should be deported.
You do not think.
Looks like it's all the Democrats and none of the Republicans. How about this?
Hey, black Americans, what y'all think about this he could deport U.S. citizens shit? Yeah, he got the right to deport U.S. citizens. Military, what y'all doing about this? Y'all throwing y'all oath away? Your oath was to protect the Constitution. It's not very Constitution-like. He's rewriting the Constitution that y'all pledged an oath to. He's rewriting it. So basically, he's becoming a dictator now. So, I mean, could we rely on y'all to keep us safe? Or do we all just gotta fall in line? I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm mounting up. I'm already ready. As a black American, you try that shit with one of us, my mindset is you attacking all of us. So y'all be ready. Philly, New York, Chicago, everybody. It's 47 million black people. You deport one motherfucker, that means you want to go to war. Military ain't gonna do shit. Obviously they ain't did shit yet. Y'all just rewriting Constitution. Nah, we not going for that shit. You deport one of us, you try that shit with one of us, we going to war. That's just a war. It ain't no mistake. Oh, it was a mistake. No, you make one mistake, then you're gonna keep making mistakes. We going to fucking war.
It literally takes 5 seconds for you to Google this information. You know, y'all really love Google. So, if an illegal has a child in the United States, a minor child, the minor child is a citizen. However, when the parent gets deported, they can either make a choice to let the child stay here with another citizen, or they can take their child with them. Because the law says that illegals can't be in our country, they have to be deported back to their country of origin or whatever country will take them. They have to make a decision if they're going to let their child stay here. So maybe this person didn't have anyone to leave their child with, or they just decided they were just going to take the child home. Whatever the case is, it's ultimately the child's fault. I mean, not the child. It's ultimately their parents' fault, because they should have never been here in the first place. So, yeah, you might want to do a little research on that. You know, y'all love research. Y'all love Google. That's all it'll take, like 5-10 seconds.
Y'all, so it is true. Donald Trump and the Republicans passed a law yesterday making it legal to deport black Americans. They are ending birthright citizenship. For us, I've been saying that this man is a double-tongued serpent. He is one of the antichrists, probably the main antichrist, because all the white tea people who have been in power, they are the antichrist. Like, it's just a rotation. The Most High's judgments, they come in rotations. And he's the Antichrist for our generation. But who knows? This could be the second Exodus for us, or it could be Jacob's trouble. And if it's Jacob's trouble, if this is what's going to spark the civil war, then for one thing for certain, I know that we are ready as a people to fight back by all means necessary.
Try to drive for fellow European Americans, other white people on this app. Want to try to drive a point home. This is already going to be a longer one, so hit the 2x. When Donald Trump yesterday said that he will work on deporting homegrown U.S. citizens, this is my experience, and I'm going to lay out a duality that is my life. My immediate family, the family that lives in my home, is a multiracial family. Now, I learned years back that white people, yes, I know I'm white, so I'm including myself in it, aren't fucking trustworthy. Now, when I go out in public with my family, I know any Trump supporter that makes, any white Trump supporter that makes themselves well known, wearing a shirt, a hat, or whatever, is a direct threat to my family. Also, any white person that I see out in public, because I don't know who they voted for, if they're not wearing any indicators, is a direct threat to my family. Because if Trump's talking about homegrown, trying to get rid of American citizens, he has MAGA so convinced that anybody that isn't white is automatically a threat, is automatically a criminal, even though he's the fucking criminal.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, but if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply.
After hearing about tariff segregation and now deportation, I think I might leave the country too. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Let me know in the comments if you're from America and feel the same way.
Hey, so we're just gonna deport United States citizens now? What are you doing? I just got the pat on the head from Daddy Trump. What's going on? You're disgusting. I hope you know that. We are deporting United States citizens. Us Republicans are in charge, so we decided to, yes, deport United States citizens because we got to protect America. And what's more important than protecting America from Americans themselves? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. The Republican Party is a nightmare. Okay, where are we deporting all these United States citizens that were born here? Back to where they came from, duh. They were born here. So, like, what does that even mean? Like, where are you going to send them? I don't know. Like, let's just say we deport you, a United States born citizen here. Where do you want to go? Probably a place with like free healthcare, maternity leave, things like that. You know what? Send me to Fiji, Scotland, any of the Scovin nations. What about Wakanda? Is that on the, are we able to do that one? Wait, Wakanda is real? I swear to God that if you tell Trump that Wakanda is going to take all of our United States citizens and put in their prisons, he will say it in a press briefing. Please do that. You, my man, have good ideas. You should be a Republican because we're just chock full of them. Where are you going to send the Native Americans that are like on the reservations and whatnot? India. Oh, hey, what's that over there? Is that Trump? Oh boy, back to work.
This skit was funny and unfortunately accurate of how people who run America think. Shout out to him.
He found his way to finding those homegrowns. There's a giant budget bill on its way to Congress that allows Trump the power to use federal funds to support ICE deporting American citizens. Deporting American citizens. Two things. Language matters. This is called kidnapping, trafficking, and enslaving Americans. You can't deport an American citizen. What does that mean? That doesn't even make sense. That is the antithesis of what the Constitution states. It is unlawful. Therefore, you're not deporting Americans. You're enslaving Americans. This is New Age slavery. Second thing, he's already done a litmus test to see how folks will respond. When he sent Garcia to El Salvador, folks were like, well, maybe he's in a gang. There's that name, Garcia or Ia. That, yeah, maybe he's not American. Okay. And then, right, nobody did anything about that except for a couple of questionable photos. But then he deported an American citizen, 4-year-old American citizen, who has cancer. Cancer is the great uniter. People will be like, they're going to wear pink for cancer. Still, nobody has done anything. And when I say nobody, I'm just not talking about the voting public. I'm not talking about just the average citizen. I'm talking about the people sitting in Congress. Y'all have access to him. Listen, a lot of us have already made our plans, but we are in this condition because of y'all, the Alabaster Masters, who want to put on these little cute performances like the Unfuck America. Like, what are you doing? How are you doing it? Giving me a speech? Keep it. Or these protests, I don't even remember what these protests were called, these sidewalk protests where y'all wanted bouncy houses and clowns and bands and, you know, people passing out oranges and mangoes. Like, what are we doing? What are y'all doing? You need to fix it because you'll be rounded up. Y'all have already been rounded up. This is your mess to fix. So find that bravery. Do whatever you need to do to silence that fear or push through it, but y'all need to fix it. Because the rest of us, we have a plan. And
I said, homegrowns are next. The homegrowns. You got to build about 5 more places. Yeah, that's fair. All right.
The president also floated this idea in that same meeting of potentially deporting U.S. citizens, people he called
homegrown criminals. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country.
To somewhere like El Salvador. I've been told that's not legal, but can you walk us through why that isn't legal?
Yeah, it wouldn't be deporting. He's envisioning some kind of contractual relationship where he ships convicted U.S. citizens off to a foreign country to be housed in a foreign prison. There's just no support for that in the statutes that govern how federal prisoners are supposed to be disposed of and handled. We've talked to experts, people who have worked for the Bureau of Prisons, and they say there's just nothing in the law that would allow that, and there are some constitutional issues with it. So it does not appear to be legal, and it's unlikely to happen.
What do you guys think about Trump saying he wants to send Americans to El Salvador if they have bad enough charges? Me personally, I don't agree. I think if they were born in America, this is where they should be held, and Trump just got elected and tariffs are a thing. Mexicans got deported. There's talks about segregation. Honestly, if it gets any worse, I'm on a flight to the best place to live outside of the United States. Like, comment what you guys feel. See you next video, and thanks for watching.